12-year-old Anala, a brilliant young black girl who once ranked among the world's highest IQs, just struck gold. And the twist? Billionaire Elon Musk is right at the heart of it all. This story will send chills down your spine. Anala Beavers, at such a young age, is smarter than most kids her age, and even most adults. Hailing from the vibrant city of New Orleans, she is far from ordinary. Her extraordinary intelligence sets her apart on a global scale. What's more, by the time she was 5, Anala had an IQ exceeding 145, a truly remarkable feat. Let's dive into the story that turned everything around for this genius. From the time she could speak, Anala Beavers was full of big questions. Why don't we use the sun for more energy? How do rockets work? What's beyond the stars? As she grew, so did her ambitions. Her natural curiosity evolved into a passion for technology, renewable energy, and space exploration. By the time she was a teenager in New Orleans, she wasn't just dreaming of a better future. She was brainstorming ways to build it. Something extraordinary happened. A video of Anala went viral, showing her passionately discussing global challenges and outlining practical, innovative solutions. Her encyclopedic knowledge of science and her fearless ideas caught the attention of none other than Tesla's Elon Musk. Known for identifying and fostering exceptional talent, Musk was intrigued by this young visionary and decided to meet her. Anala and her family received an invitation to visit Tesla and SpaceX headquarters. For Anala, stepping into the bustling world of innovation felt like a dream. The towering rockets at SpaceX, the gleaming Tesla vehicles, and the palpable hum of invention, it was everything she had ever imagined and more. When she finally met Musk in person, he greeted her with his signature directness. "So, Anala," he began, a curious smile playing on his lips. "What's your big idea? If you could solve one global problem, what would it be?" Anala didn't miss a beat. "Energy," she said firmly. "We need to stop wasting it, start harnessing more of it sustainably, and make it accessible to everyone. Solar is good, but what about kinetic energy? Every step we take, every car that drives, it's all energy we're not using. Why not capture it?" Musk raised an eyebrow, clearly impressed. "You're talking about piezoelectric technology," he said. "Yes, but on a larger scale," Anala replied, her voice steady. "Imagine highways that generate power as cars drive over them, or shoes that power personal devices while people walk. It's all about turning waste into opportunity." Their conversation grew more engaging as they talked about topics like space colonization and artificial intelligence. Musk wasn't just listening, he was actively participating, asking questions and sharing insights. It was clear that Anala wasn't just repeating facts. She was thinking critically, challenging ideas, and proposing solutions. By the end of the visit, the engineers and scientists at Tesla and SpaceX were super impressed. To Anala's surprise, Musk reached out a few days later with an offer, a personalized mentorship program. Fast forward to weeks later, the program gave her the chance to collaborate with leading minds at Tesla and SpaceX on groundbreaking projects in energy and space exploration. Anala thrived under Musk's mentorship. By 15, she co-authored a research paper on sustainable energy solutions that gained international attention. By 18, she was already occupying a full-time position at SpaceX, where she contributed to technology for Mars exploration. However, the journey leading to this wasn't without its challenges. As remarkable as Anala's journey was, it wasn't without its struggles. Her brilliance, while dazzling, often set her apart in ways that made her feel isolated. While her classmates played games and chattered about cartoons, Anala's mind was elsewhere, filled with questions about space, science, and the mysteries of the world. But being so different came at a cost. Anala found it hard to relate to the children around her. Conversations about dolls or tags didn't spark her interest, and her classmates couldn't understand her fascination with facts and numbers. Slowly, she retreated into the one place where she always felt at home: her books. She would spend hours flipping through page after page, diving into new worlds of knowledge. But this wasn't just about learning. It was an escape from the lonely reality of not having friends. Her thirst for knowledge became all-consuming, but it came at a price. She often skipped meals, stayed up late reading under the covers, and rarely played outside. The bright, curious little girl was slowly becoming pale and exhausted, her energy fading as she pushed her young body too hard. One fateful evening, everything came crashing down. Anala was reading in her room when she suddenly collapsed, overcome by exhaustion. Her parents rushed to her side, panicked to find her slumped on the floor. The ambulance arrived quickly, but for Landon and Sabrina, those moments felt like an eternity. At the hospital, the doctors delivered sobering news. Anala was suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome. Her relentless pursuit of knowledge, combined with her neglect of basic self-care, had taken a serious toll on her health. At just 5 years old, her body was crying out for rest and balance. Even the brightest minds need care and nurture. The road to recovery was long and challenging. Anala had to learn to slow down, to rest, and to take care of her body as much as her mind. For her family, it was a wake-up call. They realized that while their daughter's brilliance was a gift, it couldn't come at the expense of her health or happiness. This incident marked a turning point for the Beavers family. Together, they made a commitment to ensure that Anala's life was about more than just achievements. They worked to create a balance, showing her that it's okay to rest, to play, and to simply be a kid. For Anala, it was a hard-earned lesson. Even the brightest stars need time to recharge. And from that moment on, her journey became not just about shining brightly, but also about shining sustainably. Well, what you would consider an unfortunate situation was only a springboard to something bigger. It was shortly after this seeming setback that she received the shocking invitation from Musk. Finally, her determination and passion for learning would pay off. At such a young age, Anala had proven herself to be among the smartest people in the world, an achievement that left everyone in awe. Becoming one of the few people to receive such an invitation under the age of 18 was a special accomplishment, not just for Anala, but for her family, who had nurtured her brilliance every step of the way. But all of this didn't start in one day. Right from her birth, there was just something strange about her. From the moment Anala came into the world, it was clear she was no ordinary child. Her brilliance began to shine through before most infants even learned to sit up. Sabrina, her mother, was the first to notice something extraordinary. By the tender age of just 4 months, Anala wasn't merely cooing like other babies. She was learning the alphabet. As Sabrina recited the ABCs, she watched in awe as her tiny daughter mouthed the letters right along with her. A 4-month-old reciting the ABCs? It sounded impossible, yet there it was, a surprising glimpse of what lay ahead. By the time she was 10 months old, Anala's abilities had evolved into something truly extraordinary. Though she hadn't yet spoken her first words, she could already identify and point to every single letter when her mother called them out. Visitors were left speechless, marveling at how this baby, who had yet to form sentences, could demonstrate such mastery over the alphabet. Anala's precocious grasp of language was nothing short of extraordinary, a phenomenon that defied every expectation. And it didn't stop there. As Anala grew, her insatiable curiosity and hunger for learning became impossible to ignore. Numbers caught her interest next, and by the age of 18 months, she had added another astonishing skill to her repertoire, fluently reciting numbers in both Spanish and English. Her parents watched in amazement as their toddler tackled bilingual counting with the ease of a seasoned polyglot. Anala's mind was like a sponge, soaking up information faster than anyone could comprehend. While her unique gifts filled her family with pride, they somehow sparked a sense of concern. Anala's parents, overwhelmed by her fast development, couldn't help but ask themselves, is this normal? But according to them, deep down, they already knew the answer. Anala, who was already doing things bigger than her age, was anything but normal. She was extraordinary, a prodigy, whose early years hinted at a future that would defy boundaries. When Anala first encountered other children her age, the contrast was unmistakable. While they were just beginning to explore the basics of counting and colors, Anala's mind was already leagues ahead. It was evident to everyone. This little girl was destined for something extraordinary. Recognizing her unparalleled potential, her parents made a bold decision that would set the tone for her future. Preschool wasn't even an option. Instead, Anala bypassed the traditional path and was enrolled directly in kindergarten at the prestigious Marrero Academy for Advanced Studies in Jefferson Parish. It was a leap that came with both promise and pressure, but Anala, even at her young age, was more than ready for the challenge. By her 5th birthday, Anala had already cemented her reputation as a prodigy. Her IQ, soaring above 145, placed her in a category that few could even dream of reaching. She wasn't just bright, she was extraordinary. While other children struggled to memorize the numbers, Anala could name all 50 US states and their capitals with ease. This remarkable ability left everyone, from her teachers to casual acquaintances, utterly astonished. Her gift for learning didn't stop at national borders. Videos of Anala confidently naming the capitals of countries around the globe began circulating online, leaving viewers around the world stunned by her encyclopedic knowledge. Her sharp memory and rapid learning were like something out of a movie. Every question met with a flawless answer, every challenge handled with grace. But as proud as her parents were, they faced a growing dilemma. Anala thrived in her school environment, but even the advanced curriculum of Marrero Academy couldn't fully keep up with her brilliance. Her parents began to wonder, could any school truly match her incredible abilities? Anala wasn't just ahead of the curve, she was creating a new one. A star shining brighter than anyone had imagined. Her journey was just beginning. Still, there was something about her brilliance that left her parents uneasy, as if her genius carried a weight they weren't ready to bear. At home, Anala's parents knew they had to do things differently. Raising a child with such a powerful mind was a gift, but it came with responsibilities. Instead of pushing her, they decided to focus on nurturing her natural curiosity and letting her lead the way. Landon and Sabrina quickly realized that Anala didn't need a strict regimen or constant guidance. She had an insatiable thirst for knowledge and always knew exactly what she wanted to learn. "Mom, can you teach me about space?" Or, "Dad, how does electricity work?" were the kinds of questions that came up daily. Landon especially understood that all they needed to do was support her. She did the rest. Still, no matter how extraordinary her talents were, the Beavers family had one unshakable goal: to give Anala a happy and balanced childhood. They didn't want her life to be all about numbers, facts, and endless learning. They made sure her days were also filled with laughter, play, and the little joys that every child deserves. Yes, she could memorize state capitals and debate complex topics, but she also loved running through the sprinklers and playing hide-and-seek. When national TV shows like The Today Show and Good Morning America started calling, her parents faced a tough decision. Anala's intelligence was gaining attention far and wide, but Landon and Sabrina chose to protect her childhood. They turned down these opportunities, knowing the spotlight could wait. For now, they wanted her to enjoy the magic of being a child. Of course, raising Anala wasn't without its surprises and its share of laughter. She loved sparking debates with her parents, presenting her arguments with the precision of someone far beyond her years. Landon often found himself in the middle of heated discussions with his 5-year-old, only to stop and laugh at the absurdity. "I can't believe I'm debating a kindergartner," he'd say, shaking his head. But Anala's points were always sharp and thoughtful, leaving even her parents impressed. Her endless curiosity led to questions that ranged from profound to downright funny. One day, while washing her hands, Anala turned to Landon with a very serious question. "Why does blue soap make white bubbles?" Landon blinked, caught off guard, and muttered, "That's a great question." Sabrina, however, was ready. With the patience of a scientist and the warmth of a mother, Sabrina explained, "Well, the soap is made of tiny molecules shaped like balls with tails. The blue color comes from dye attached to the molecules, but when the soap mixes with water, the molecules form bubbles. The dye gets trapped inside, so the bubbles look white." Anala nodded, satisfied with the explanation, while Landon threw up his hands. "She needs her own show," he joked, shaking his head. For the Beavers family, life with Anala was an adventure, a mix of awe, laughter, and learning. Raising her was both a privilege and a puzzle, but one thing was certain: their little girl was one of a kind. With these mind-blowing achievements, it's certain Anala Beavers is a powerhouse. From her curious beginnings in New Orleans to breaking barriers at one of the world's top companies, her story has captured hearts everywhere. Much more, her story is proof of the endless possibilities that come with having just the right support. And for Anala, this is only the beginning. She's chasing even bigger dreams and challenging the status quo. With visionaries like Musk backing young talent, the future is secure. And for Anala, the sky is just the starting line. Do you think this is a sincere gesture from Elon, or could it be a move for public recognition? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen.